How happy were you that you were wearing a good pair of boxers in the first round?
I was very happy. I was like, it's so funny. I was like, yeah, it's a good thing I had something under my shorts. That was funny. And actually, when I ripped them off, it was funny. I could hear Nixon in the corner say, "What are those tearaways?" I had to turn this off and laugh at him. That was pretty funny. So. You never know what's going to happen in an MMA fight.
You must be very satisfied with that one, right? Like as you said in the cage, a decision that went your way over a young guy, a good guy. You must be very happy with that performance.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I wanted to finish, but I think a 15-minute fight was very great. He talked a lot of trash, and just for me to go in there and show everybody, hey, like I can fight for 15, 25 minutes at this age. Like you guys are counting me out like for the wrong reasons. I get up and train every day with young guys in my gym, and it feels great to go on a 3-fight win streak again and get some steam behind me.
Yeah, obviously you had him hurt, but you were very composed, right? You didn't chase the finish and maybe risk you getting yourself in trouble, stuff like that. Was that part of the game plan to remain composed throughout the fight?
Absolutely. I didn't want to wear myself out. I didn't want to go chasing for him. Daniel's very long, and at his young age, he's got experience. You can tell he's been in some fights. He's coached by a great team. I love the guys over at Extreme Couture, and I knew he recovered very well. So I just had to stay composed and use my experience to get the win.
They sound hard, but what are his kicks like?
Yeah, they're hard. My forearms hurt. I even went to the corner. I was like, man, I think he broke my forearms. But man, I just put it in my mind. Hey, that's all he has. Keep kicking me. Come on, keep kicking me. I don't care, because they're getting blocked. You're not scoring points to these, even though you think you are. He didn't want to get too close to me, so I knew that was all he had, and I just had to deal with him and keep landing the body shots and going up to the top.
Is that something that you think he made a mistake with? Because he threw his left head kick over and over again. Do you think that in his mind he's like, oh, this is winning me the round, even if we're not getting into a firefight? Or do you think that's just kind of one of
that's what he thought. It's that lack of experience. He thinks some things are landing, and he thinks just because they were loud and that he was actually kicking me. He thought he was scoring points with him. I knew he wasn't scoring any points. My body shots are scoring way more points than his kicks.
Mm-hmm. Nice, man. What's next? I mean, we've been around for a while, but we're still here, still knocking off the younger guys. What would you like to do next? When would you like to fight? Who? So on.
Like I said, I want to get in by the end of the year, hopefully soon. I've been throwing the idea around to me and Max Holloway. He's one of the best fighters that ever came across the division. And, I've told everybody from the day one in this organization, I want to fight the best of the best. And Max Holloway's one of the best. If he retains the BMF belt, that'll be a fun 5-round fight for me and him to do.
Michael, so you got the knockdown, which brings you to 13 now total in UFC lightweight competition, tied for the most all-time with Melvin Gillard, who his last UFC fight was 12 years ago against you.
It was me, right?
So a little piece of irony there, but I mean, to the history of this division, the hitters that have been there, to be able to say no one has landed more knockdowns in fights than you have, how does that feel?
It feels good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right, and it definitely makes me like, hey, maybe I do hit it a little harder than I thought I did. Or maybe it's the speed, but it's incredible, man. Me and my team have done such a great job. These guys, they haven't given up on me, even at some times where I might have almost given up on myself. I just need to take a deep breath and say, hey, we've been in this for so long. Just settle down and just fight. Just be you. And, that's what it is. So it's great to be at the top of the record books. I'm going to keep climbing and keep getting more records.
If Max Holloway wins tonight, I assume it'll be in his mind title fights. He'll be wanting to fight someone top 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
If he loses, I think that could potentially be more realistic. But if he does win, is there another name that excites you in that top 10 or 15?
No other names stick out. I just want to, keep improving, keep getting better. I really appreciate the UFC giving me these opportunities. That's all I need. I tell my guys, all I need is an opportunity. Just get me in there, just give me a chance, and I'll show you guys.
Michael, over here. A little bit off topic, but you did fight Tony Ferguson back in 2012. You handed him a loss. He's currently on a losing skid right now, and he's set to box Salt Papi, influencer. I guess, what do you make of him still fighting now, and are you rooting for him at this stage of his career?
Absolutely. I always root for Tony Ferguson, man. Once you shared, 15 minutes in a cage, you kind of have that bond between these guys. I don't like that he's going the content route and fighting these people and giving them like a spotlight to kind of shine. You know, he could put himself in jeopardy. If he loses to this guy, it's bad. If he wins, it's like, you beat some content guy. You know, but, you know, we're in a position of where it's all about money at this point, and he's probably just trying to take care of his family. So, yeah, I'm in him for that.
Do you think your final fight will come in the UFC, or do you want to compete in other sports?
We'll see. You know, I still got some time to think about it. But once I set up, I got in the UFC, and, you know, I told him, I go, you guys aren't getting rid of me. Like, I'm going to leave of my own accord. So, you know, I would definitely like to box later down the road. But right now, I'm here for the UFC, and I'm still chasing this title.
Thank you.
Michael, a couple quick ones from me. After the first round, Daniel went back to his corner and said he was surprised by how fast you were. How's that make you feel? That he kind of, the underestimation of you kind of was solidified when he was surprised how fast you were in that first round?
I knew he was gonna say that. I almost had it in my head. I go, watch him go back to his corner, and be like, damn, he's fucking fast. Like you know, it makes me feel good, and it's like, hey, young guy, like you maybe bit off a little bit more than you could chew. You know, he thought my age and my record would like give him a hand up, but you know, it's a little different once you get in there with somebody.
One last one. Talking about disrespect, obviously you were one of the biggest underdogs on this card. Do you pay attention to that stuff? Do you look at the odds and what goes through your head when you're like, how am I a minus? How's this guy minus 500?
I tried not to pay attention to it, but when you open your Instagram and people are like, oh, you're plus 450, I'm betting on you. I tell my friends not to tell me they're betting on me. Because I'm like, just don't tell me, just let me go in here and win. But it is a little disrespectful. You know, walking out, you know, somebody asked me if I had something to say, and I think I said, fuck all of you guys for picking this young kid over me and giving him all this credibility. Like, do you guys forget that I've been here for 15 years? Like, that doesn't happen by accident, you know? So, you know, they can keep sleeping on me. I'm going to just keep showing up. I'm going to keep training, keep getting better, and I'm going to, you know, continue to make a run for what I want.
Congrats again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, all week in the press conference and media day and stuff like that, he kept saying you were the old guy and stuff like that, and that he was the young guy, and he played that narrative. And I know for a fighter, you got a lot of things in your mind at that moment, but something like that, so little, it's got to eat at you at least a little bit, man. To get the victory and to really put it to bed like that, how good does it feel for you?
Yeah, it feels great to get that win, especially a decision win, you know, over a tough kid like Daniel. It didn't really eat at me that he says I'm old. You know, guys in my gym make fun of me all the time for being 40. And I'm like, no, I'm 39, all right? Like, get it right. Like, I'm not 40 yet. But it's just a way of life. But I feel like I'm getting better. I'm in my prime. You know, some guys peak at certain ages. You know, this could be my peak or leading up to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael over here. Congratulations on the victory. I know you proudly represent St. Louis. What's the biggest inspiration from where you grew up, and how does that help you in your fighting career?
Yeah. I always say my mother, you know, hands down, ever since the very beginning. You know, I don't know, you guys, everybody knows I lost my father at a young age from a heart attack. I think I was like 8 or 9, and just seeing her strength and how much she sacrificed for me and my siblings and my nieces and nephews, it's just incredible. She did it all by herself. We never saw weakness in her. You know, she always made sure that we were okay, like no matter what she had to do. And it was just a consistency of always being there and that, like, never quit. And it's just like, hey, like, this is something we got to do. Like, there's no reason to quit. Like, you know, like, once you quit, it's over. You know, you might as well just, like, go walk away, you know. So as long as I'm in it and staying in it, we're going to get it done.
Congratulations.
Thank you.